So joining me remotely today, we have Defense News land warfare reporter Jen Judson to talk about the Army. So Jen, the first question to you, similar to the other services, the Army is grappling with some issues as to what they want to be, how they want to operate, what they need to do in the future to really, move away from the ground wars in the Middle East and prepare for what's coming next. So what issues do you think the Army will be grappling with in the coming years, and what does that mean for the next Chief of Staff of the Army?
Well, Megan, first of all, thanks for hosting this discussion. But to get after that question, I'd say the Army has developed a rather robust picture and plan of where it wants to be and how it wants to remain relevant amid the changing nature of warfare. So the Army knows it has to adapt and modernize beyond what it developed during the Reagan buildup and what it rapidly designed for counterterrorism and counterinsurgency operations. And the service has struggled over time to modernize its force, but now has a clear path to bring new equipment and weapons in by the 2030s. And it's planning to get 24 new systems into the hands of soldiers by the end of this year, fully fielded most of a set of 35 new systems by 2030. And so this includes long-range precision fires, its top priority, next generation combat vehicles, future vertical lift aircraft, a new adaptable network to connect everything on the battlefield, air and missile defense capabilities, new soldier systems like the integrated visual augmentation system, or IVAS, and a next generation squad weapon, just to name a few. So everyone in the Army leadership is driving to get as many of these programs to the finish line. And the next Army Chief of Staff, the nominee is current Vice Chief of Staff, General Randy George, is already deeply engaged in this process.
Perfect. So to support that vision of future operations, what are some of the major procurement efforts the Army will undertake? And kind of how can we expect to see the future Chief of Staff of the Army really influence these procurement decisions and sort of optimize what the Army is buying to help with this operations that you've just spoken about?
Well, I teased it out a bit earlier, but the Army is focused on a wide variety of procurement efforts. It's prioritizing long-range precision fires, including a long-range cannon, a precision strike missile with an over 500-kilometer range, a hypersonic weapon. They're trying to design a new optionally manned fighting vehicle to replace the Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, procure 2 new future vertical lift aircraft and an attacked reconnaissance aircraft and a long-range assault aircraft. They're designing a new network, new integrated air and missile defense capability, a variety of soldier systems. So General George, if confirmed, brings with him a lot of Middle East deployment experience. He's clearly an infantry guy through and through, and so he'll bring a deep understanding of the maneuver force. He also served as First Corps commander and has a robust knowledge of how the Army will fit into the Pacific from theater from that job. With that said, he'll likely be interested in seeing how programs like the optionally manned fighting vehicle will flesh out. He understands the great utility that long-range precision fires will have in theaters like the Pacific, so he'll likely influence the paths of procurement for a variety of longer-range fires capabilities. And he understands the utility of a network that can tie systems together across vast distances and that can operate in degraded environments, longer-range helicopters. It's also likely he'll be very much on board with developing capabilities for logistics operations in contested environments, having served in an enormous and complicated theater like the Pacific.
Well, thank you, Jen, for joining us.